Good afternoon and welcome back to our little tutorial. This is going to be covering the second part of our Unit 4 assignment, which is of course, the apocalypse letter we've been working on in class. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to go from your completed graphic organizer to your letter. So remember, if you haven't done your graphic organizer yet, I would encourage you to watch the first video in this series in the Unit 4 Dropbox. Speaking of which, let's talk about how to get to that letter template and get this started. So if you're logged into the online school, go ahead over to Tools and Assignments in your English 208B course. So I'm going to click Tools, then Assignments. And this is going to bring you to the assignments page. Now, you're going to need to turn in both parts of your Unit 4 assignment to get full credit into the Unit 4 Dropbox. And this is also where you can find all of the resources I'm going to use today. So I'm going to click into that. I'm going to make sure that I have my character information. If I don't, right, if you don't have that yet, you should know your character's name and age, but if you don't, go ahead and email me now. Then go ahead, make sure that you have your graphic organizer open, and then we're going to go to step 3 and click on Unit 4 Assignment Letter Template to download it. It'll go straight to your computer. If this doesn't happen for you or you're unable to get it open, let me know right away. Now, I'm going to go ahead and open up and show you how I kind of put this together. So, I already have my graphic organizer done. I turned it into the Dropbox a little early so that, just in case I lost it, I have it. It's all filled out for my character, which is unique to me, right? I have my own character, you're going to have your own character. So, you won't be able to copy this exactly, but you're going to see how I do it with my character, who is a dentist. I also have the template that I just downloaded open, and as you can see, there are some directions at the top and some placeholders that you can see in parentheses. As we go, we're going to delete the stuff in parentheses and replace it with our character's stuff. Again, your letter is going to be different because you have a different character. So first up, I'm going to put in the first and last name I chose for my character. I decided to call her Dr. Justine Martin. I'm just going to take that right from my soapstone and delete that parentheses at the top. This is a block letter format. I'm going to scroll on down. You can see all of my address and info just like a real letter. And then you're going to see our greeting line. So, Dear Dr. Yoyevich and the selection committee, that's our point, right? We're trying to persuade the committee that my character should be chosen to receive the cure and live in the survivor community in the midst of this deadly zombie apocalypse. So I'm writing for my life. So we're going to start the introduction by scrolling down a bit. I want to look at everything that I have here and use this to help me fill it out. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take off this first part of the introduction, and I'm going to fill it out with a quick introduction about my character. So maybe something simple like, my name is Justine Martin, and let's also talk about why we are writing. We would do the same thing if we were writing a cover letter to an employer. So, and I am writing you today to apply as a candidate to join your survivor community. Okay, so looking back at my purpose, I need to persuade them. I want to state my purpose right off the bat. Okay, so simple and sweet. Now I'm going to go ahead, and this is my claim in the bold, and I've actually already given you this kind of template to help you with this. So our claim is why we deserve to be chosen, and then we have a blank for each of our strengths that we already determined on our graphic organizer. So why am I a good addition to your survivor community? It's because my character can do dental work, basic medical work, and teach others about dentistry. So I'm just going to fill in the blanks. You'll do the same with your character's strengths. All right. So I put in all three in order. Now I'm going to move on to body paragraph 1, where I really get to dive in about my character's strengths and explain them to make myself look as good as possible, right? I want the committee to choose me. So I'm just going to delete this part, and remember that I'm writing this paragraph about my strengths. So let's go ahead and go in on them a little bit. I'm going to start with something like maybe my strongest skill. I listed first, it's my dentist work. So I'm going to perform basic dental procedures. And this is where I get to go into detail. So thinking about my character's background and what they are capable of will be really helpful here. So I can perform basic dental procedures. Maybe I'll look up online what some possibilities are. But thinking about an apocalypse, I don't think I'll have a lot of access to a bunch of technology. So maybe just stuff like pulling teeth. Basic cleaning and advising people in the community of how to take care of their teeth. Right? They probably won't have toothpaste, so having someone like me who can think of some stuff on the fly, maybe I can develop my own toothpaste. If we run out of toothpaste, I could help create a solution and make my own toothpaste and toothbrushes to keep the community healthy. Healthy teeth are important. Now let's go ahead and talk about my second ability. So I can do basic dental work. Let's transition. So I can also do basic medical work, such as, well, I bet CPR and first aid, right? Maybe I even have a cert in those. I have a certification in both, and I have helped diagnose dangerous conditions, both in the teeth and the rest of my patients' bodies. Because I've heard before that having plaque or gum disease can be an indicator of heart trouble. So maybe my character has an anecdote I can throw in here in a minute. Alright, so I've got my character's first two covered. Now I just need to put in that I can teach. So maybe I'll say, finally, I can teach others about how to perform dental work. There aren't many with my advanced skill set left, and I want to pass down my knowledge so that it isn't lost forever. Right? That's important for rebuilding humanity. Okay, so I've talked a little bit about my skills. Now, I'm going to go ahead and spend the next paragraph addressing those counterclaims. So I've made myself look good. It's time to think about what possible weaknesses the committee might identify and speak back to them. I'm going to use what's right up here. Some might say I am unfit to join the new society because... I'm older, so I'm just going to take what I have. And I have arthritis. That was in the information that I was given with my character info. Some of you may already know your character's weaknesses. It might have already been in the information. Some of you might have had to think harder about it. But either way, we need to address these things. So, I'm just going to take what I already wrote when I thought about how I would overcome these weaknesses. Okay, so some might say I'm unfit to join the new society because I'm older and I have arthritis. I'm going to just take this. I already did this hard work. Maybe I'll say, however, I have a lot more experience than a younger dentist would have, and I'm still young enough to live at least another 30 to 40 years. And then my second weakness was I have arthritis. Well, it's well managed, and I can still teach. So maybe I'll say, as for my arthritis, it only acts up when it's cold and is well managed. And I can still teach. Okay, so pretty short, but to the point, right? I've addressed my weaknesses. I've kind of talked back to them a little. Now I just need to throw in my concluding statement, which I should have also already done in my graphic organizer. So I'm just going to take it like it is. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to make my case. I hope to see you soon as a member of your community. Finally, I signed my character's name, just like I would in an official letter, and I've got the basics done, but you might have noticed I'm still missing my applying rhetoric section. I still need to throw in my 3 rhetorical techniques. Now, if you had trouble with this piece, you might refer back to the last video or come by my office hours today or tomorrow. So let's grab what I have. So I already wrote these. So I saved a child from a deadly tooth infection. I have a rhetorical question, who hasn't needed a dentist at some point? And then a cause and effect. So if you choose me, I will ensure the health of the community is stable. All I need to do is really find where these might fit into my arguments. So the part about saving the child from the deadly tooth infection, let's see where it might fit. Oh yeah, I said I had a certification in first aid and CPR and have helped diagnose dangerous conditions both in the teeth and the rest of my patients' bodies. So I could give an example here of the kid with the deadly tooth infection. Let's throw that in. Oops. Might have to paste it plain. There we go. So let's read it now. So I have a certification in both and have helped diagnose dangerous conditions both in the teeth and the rest of my patients' bodies. I saved a child from a deadly tooth infection back when I first started my practice. Yeah, I like that. Maybe I'll put an example of this is when. Now I've got good evidence for my prowess with medical knowledge. Okay, now let's add in my rhetorical question. Who hasn't needed a dentist at some point? All right, looking back. Oh, here's a possibility. So I'm still in my first body paragraph. I'm talking about creating the toothpaste and toothbrushes to keep the community healthy. This might be a good point to add it. Let's see how it fits. So, I could help create a solution to keep the community healthy. After all, who hasn't needed a dentist at some point? I like it. Alright, final one. If you select me to join your community, I will ensure that the health of the community is stable. Okay, copying that. This almost sounds like a closing statement to me. Just kind of recapping everything I can do. Maybe I'll put it in my conclusion. I'm going to try it here. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to make my case. If you select me to join you, I will ensure that the health of the community is stable. I hope to see you soon as a member of your community. Yeah, I like it. Now, last thing I need to do is make sure I've labeled my persuasive techniques in green so that I can grade them easily. So let's do that. I'm gonna highlight and grab a nice green color so that it sticks out and will be easy to grade. If I don't see these labeled, you guys, it's going to be difficult and you will be marked down for making me search. Which I hate to do, but I also have a lot of papers to grade, so let's grab those. Let's highlight them quickly in green. And those are my rhetorical techniques. Awesome, I am all set. So now I can turn this in. I would hit save to save it. And then I would jump back over to the Dropbox to turn it in. So to turn in for my new folks, I would scroll down past the rubric, past the how-to, and go to add a file. Click on my computer and upload. Go ahead and choose your letter template. Wherever you saved it, make sure it's the right file and hit add. It'll come up in blue if you did it right. You can leave me a comment, but it's not necessary unless you have some extraneous information to tell me. After that, hit submit. If you did it all right, you'll get an email confirming that to your student account. Okay, the submit button's important because that's how I get the submission. If you have any questions, let me know. Don't submit something you know isn't the correct file to this Dropbox. That's a waste of both of our time. If you need me for anything, including character information or a clarifying question, reach out and let me know as soon as possible so that I can get you the help you need. Or better yet, come by my office hours. I'll be happy to take a look at your character with you, brainstorm, or put together this letter. Alright, that's all I have for you today. Good luck with your letters, guys. I'll check in with you over this week and next week, and have an awesome rest of your day.